Hallo Leute, willkommen zu einem neuen Let's Play and Talk Disco Elysium. Heute ist Freitag, 12.08.2022, 17:08 Uhr. Und ja, Leute, jetzt ist Freitag, ihr habt es geschafft, das Wochenende steht vor der Tür. Und wir machen einen kleinen Ausflug in ein süßes, kleines, naja, weiß nicht wie süß es ist, ich finde es ganz schnucklig, Fischerdorf. In Reverschol, am Rande von Reverschol, auf der anderen Schleusenseite, wie auch immer. Und nachdem wir vergeblich versucht haben, Unterschriften für Evra zu bekommen, naja, eine haben wir bekommen, die andere nicht. Und dafür haben wir jetzt ein kostenloses Zimmer zur Verfügung bekommen in diesem kleinen Dörfchen, was natürlich auch ganz hilfreich sein kann. Und jo, wir wandern weiter durch dieses Dorf und jo, hier eine Gruppe von Peoples. Und dann werden wir mal gucken, ob die uns irgendwas zu vertrauen haben.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
Breitet die Arme aus, als ob er mich umarmen möchte. Marie, der Name.
Does he actually know you? Or is he just shopkeep friendly?
Wovon redest du?
So what do you want? I got smoke. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Freund, kennen wir uns?
Sure, friend. You know it.
Hier bin eine Fingerpistole auf mich.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a buffoon. Let's have a word after your high concept transactions. I'll give you the lowdown.
Warum kostet diese Spirituosenflasche 300 Real? Ja, von Lohmann. Am Vitamin?
Hi. By amphetamine, I mean speed.
Du hast noch nicht richtig gehört, ich bin Polizist. Naja, hast du es auch noch gar nicht gesagt. Ich dachte, mit Speed hättest du am Vitamin gemeint. Hahaha, witzig. Du hast noch nicht ganz verstanden gehört, ich bin ein Polizist. Achso, ich hab's aber auch nicht gesagt. Oder ja.
Sure did, buddy boy. That's why I said amphetamine. I mean speed. I mean amphetamine. I got both.
Aha. Ich dachte, mit Speed hättest du Amphetamin gemeint.
Aye, that's what I said.
Verstehe, alles klar.
Good, my man. Now what can I offer you?
Er trinkt einen Schluck aus seiner Bierflasche. Du hast ja kein schlechtes Unternehmen am Laufen. Was ist denn das für ein komischer Satz? Ist ja kein schlechtes Unternehmen am Laufen.
Oh, the system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard.
Wie meinst du das?
You see, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor exquise, sold 2 to the fellows around here, and immediately invested the profit. Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now. I got everyone on my hook.
Breitet die Arme aus und schenkt dir ein schiefes, zahnloses Lächeln.
The hook? Where is it? I can't see it.
Sieht so aus, als ob du dich selbst auch angefixt hättest. Dein Unternehmensgeist ist beeindruckend. Ich zeige auf seine Karre der Sünden. Das heißt ich gut. Hast du eine Lizenz für dein armseliges kleines Gewerbe? Naja, sieht so aus, als ob du dich selbst auch angefixt hättest.
Of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been. People, buddy boy. It's the people.
It is what it is. Okay, aber warum kostet diese Spirituosenflasche 300 Real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
Nicke und lass ihn reden.
You know, it's funny, actually.
Er fängt an zu lachen, trinkt 3 Schluck von seinem Pilsener und starrt dich gespannt an.
He's finding it difficult to focus his watery
Ja,
gaze.
offensichtlich. Was denn?
What?
What?
Keep him talking.
Wie was? Was wolltest du gerade sagen? Was war lustig?
This guy.
Alter. Wo hast du die Spirituosenflasche bekommen?
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office. I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
Er spuckt einen hässlichen gelben Klumpen auf den Boden vor deinen Füßen.
Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
Das ist ein guter Tipp, den soll ich mir merken. Klingt gefährlich.
It was. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Was für Arschlöcher.
But the idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead thingies.
Seine Augen funkeln vor Aufregung.
Like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila! What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol.
Ja, super. Wenn du den trinkst, dann trinkst du da nichts mehr.
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
3 Real? Ich dachte 300.
Don't say it.
Ja, ich glaube, sie wird sich als nützlich erweisen. Ja.
3 real and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime.
Well done. Well done. You got it.
Okay.
That's a much more reasonable price right there. Makes sense now.
Okay, hier ist das Geld für die Spirituose.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
Okay. Ich gehe da mal.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
Er winkt mir zum Abschied zu. Okay. Können wir mit den anderen reden?
Hey, tequila!
Ein Mann, über 30, in einem zweiteiligen Lycra-TM-Trainingsanzug, stellt sein Pilsner ab und streckt dir zur Begrüßung die Hand entgegen.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Schütteln ihm die Hand.
So what's happening?
Moment. Tequila? Also, Tequila?
Yeah, tequila sunset. How are the high concept reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang.
Nicht so gut. Meine Pechsträhne dauert seit 50 Jahren an. Die Realität, die macht mich aggressiv traurig. Weiß nicht, die Leute erzählen mir, ich wäre ein Bulle. Langsam gewöhne ich mich dran. Bin wieder in der Realität abgetaucht, um sie zu erobern, um sie meinen Willen zu beugen. Ich vertrete das Gesetz. Genau.
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image a long time ago. Those days are over now.
Mit einem Als finsteren Gesichtsausdruck betrachtet er seine kackverkrustete Lycra-TM-Jacke. Na geil. Ein Glück habe ich Desinfektionsalkohol gekauft.
Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom's spiral land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Trinkt einen Schluck von seinem Bier.
Idiot Doom spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
Was macht ihr hier?
We are saving the world.
Er wirft einen Blick auf seine Kumpane.
Please, don't go. Don't go.
Nicht Abigail. Okay.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now it's a pirate's life for me.
Das ist ein Tequila Sunset. Das sagst du ständig. Das ist nicht ein Getränk.
It's you. Your tequila sunset.
Woher weißt du das?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
Nein.
No, you sure don't.
Nope.
Aha. Do you want to know how tequila sunset came to be?
Ja, sag schon.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by tequila sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Moment. Wir uns am Freitag begegnet?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
Er nimmt einen weiteren Schluck und fährt dann fort.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk.
Super.
Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer. And that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept if you ask me.
Ja, ziemlich bescheuert.
It is.
Oh.
Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah. Probably. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Moment, ich kann mir überhaupt nicht vorstellen, dass ich sowas tun würde. Ah, doch. Was ist dann passiert?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard.
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Natürlich.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs.
Karabast. Okay.
The time hath come! So naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come, to which you replied, The time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things.
Oh Gott, was ist dann passiert? Ich sage nichts. So ist es würdevoller. Alles, was ich gesagt habe, stimmt. Tequila Sunset wird der Webstühle der Realität, die Webstühle der Realität zerstören. Oh Gott. Ja, ich sage nichts. So ist es würdevoller.
After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
Awkward.
We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Moment, ist Tequila Sunset ein Ereignis oder ein Name?
I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone.
Mein richtiger Name ist Harry. Harrier.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
Ah, ist ja gut. Ganz locker. Wie lange haben wir Party gemacht?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow. That's quite a story.
Ja, das ist es wohl.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with
Ja,
him.
bestimmt. Unglaublich.
If you only knew.
Habe ich euch was Bestimmtes über diese Person erzählt, die mich verarscht hat? Habe ich erwähnt, dass ich noch etwas anderes verloren habe? Ja, fangen wir mal oben an. Habe ich etwas Bestimmtes über die Person erzählt?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here. Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Habe ich erwähnt, dass ich noch etwas anderes verloren habe?
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too. That's a big one.
Habe ich etwas über meinen Kollegen gesagt? Über meine Kollegen gesagt?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
Ach, scheiße. Die waren richtig zu, hä?
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Habe ich was über den Fall gesagt?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
Ja, hat ja gut geklappt.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Haben wir über Politik geredet? Ja, einfach alles durch.
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve.
Er trinkt einen kräftigen Schluck von seinem Bier. Konntest du abschätzen, was für ein Bulle ich war?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
Also, ich habe genug gehört.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
Okay, es scheint, dass du vor allem durch deine Fähigkeit als Geschichtenerzähler charakterisiert bist. Wie wäre es, wenn du mir bei Gelegenheit nochmal eine Geschichte erzählen würdest?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Willst du mir erzählen, wie du Mr. Abwärtsspirale geworden bist?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
Wo wann, was du willst.
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here.
Ich habe das Gefühl, dass mich das richtig was kosten wird. Du willst Alk, stimmt's?
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, you see?
Okay.
So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
Hier, ich habe einen Potent Pilsner.
Not much, but it will do.
Ja, schnapp dir die Flasche weg und entfernt sofort den Korken.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Wirft einer der anderen Penner ein.
Don't call up a guy.
Nein, machen wir nicht.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, a founder/junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Okay, erzähl weiter.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Okay, wie viele Leute haben für dich gearbeitet?
22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Hat das Joggen geholfen?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
Sagt er nachdenklich und bestaubt von seiner kackverkrusteten Hose. Was passiert?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
Ich schüttel die Flasche und ahnt ein klingendes Geräusch nach.
His eyes are clouded. His dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes.
Ja, ich hab's verstanden.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
Okay, erzähl weiter.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
Autsch. Wäre auf den Füßen gelandet. Ich habe Reflexe wie eine Katze. Ich sage nichts.
Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up.
Das ist das Einzige, was man tun kann.
So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
Du willst mich doch wohl verarschen.
I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office.
Okay. Und was ist dann passiert?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
Ja, macht eine bedeutungsvolle Pause.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there.
Ja.
But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in.
Aha. Das klingt aber alles sehr zufällig, ey.
Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this.
Die arbeitet...
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Ja, nimm deinen langen Zug aus seiner Flasche. Moment, war das alles? Ich habe das Gefühl, dass da ein paar Sachen fehlen. Ein paar Schritte. Selbst so gut wie obdachlos, ich finde es nicht so schlimm. Sieh es doch mal positiv. Du hast eine Wahnsinnsgeschichte. Du bist dir schon bewusst, dass das alles deine Schuld ist. Ich kann es einfach nicht fassen. Moment, war das alles? Ja, da fehlt doch was.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Da, zum Beispiel.
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me. So they tossed me in jail for 2 days.
Alter.
I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
Du bist dir schon bewusst, dass das alles deine Schuld ist.
I don't remember you being such a dick before, Tequila.
Er nimmt einen langen, niedergeschlagenen Schluck aus der Flasche und zieht dann zur Bucht hinaus, in Richtung des Wolkenkratzers von La Delta. Der Wolkenkratzer von La Delta.
That doesn't mean you're wrong, though. Anyway, that was all the tale one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Warum verlierst du ständig all deine Sachen?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit?
Wahrscheinlich nicht.
I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket. But then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
Ja. Wenigstens etwas.
A lost jacket? It sounds like a mystery you could look into.
Wie hieß deine Agentur?
My agency, man. The Boom Boom Room.
Boom, boom, boom.
Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Rebishal who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
Ja, sieht zu buchtig aus.
If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Sonst für Werbezwecke mit Boxen zu kombinieren, das ist bloß tünisches Rumgewitze. So konzeptionell, dass ich keine Ahnung habe, was es bedeutet. An hohe und niedere Kunst zu vermischen, das Kommodifizieren von Kultur, da stehe ich total drauf. Aha, hätte nicht fragen sollen. Ja, meine Zeit läuft halt ab.
Asking is how you get ahead.
Lass mich dich etwas anderes fragen.
I'm all ears, Tequila.
Ja. Ich werde nämlich hier dann erstmal feiern. Ich kann ja gleich noch mal, also in der nächsten Folge nochmal mit denen sprechen.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Aber, ja, wir haben jetzt halt schon eine halbe Stunde rum. Und die Videos wären sonst so riesig. Da brauche ich dann stundenlang, brauche ich immer schon im Schnitt 4-5 Stunden, um ein Video hochzuladen. Naja, gut. Ich danke sehr fürs Zuschauen. Jemals fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Und, jo, wir sehen uns ja das nächste Mal wieder. Bis dann, alles Gute, bleibt gesund, bleibt sicher. Bye, bye. Euer Toby.